Hey Baz, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's you having the party listening to that intro, mate. I believe we're running a little bit late. Rock might be a little bit late, so we're just waiting for him to get in the lobby, and then qualifying will be underway. Matt Jam currently leading the way in practice. Oss practicing on the hards. So Slugsy. Moomin Papa, so I'm presuming that's a reserve for someone. See if we can figure out who for. Looks like Slugsy is reserving for Ant Smasher as well tonight. And it looks like it might be Christian. Oh no, Vines. So Steve, it must be Steve, Christian's teammate, that needs a reserve as well. So that must be who Moonin Papa's in for. Hey, Vest. Nice to see you, mate. So it seems Matt Jam's setting the pace. We'll stay on board with Matt Jam to see how you do a lap. Again, same format as last week, 3 different races in this one. So we've got first race on hards, second race on mediums, and third race on softs. Tyre wear is ×2, I believe, this week, and fuel. And then obviously qualifying is done on the soft tyres. Second race is set by the grid, the finish positions of the first race, and the third race is reverse grid with the soft tyres. As Matt Jam's really drifting it through the mountain section, coming down the mountain. As Kingy goes massively faster than anybody else so far. In his sheep-themed livery. Made by King Gears himself, I believe. Which we didn't know last week who made King Gears and Nicky's livery, but it was King Gears. We might see a little bit more carnage tonight with the mountain section. Very easy track to make mistakes on. So Ant Smasher's in, so it must be Ant Smasher's teammate that needed a replacement then. Looks a lot bigger, that Genesis X at this track compared to the Hyundai Genesis. And we're seeing here how tricky it's going to be if you get stuck behind someone on that mountain section now. Hey Jazz. Looks like not getting a huge slipstream really there, which surprises me. Because that's going to be the best place to overtake on this track at the end of the Conroy Straight. Or obviously on the mountain straight on the run up to the mountain. Looks he runs wide on exit there. See how Osty's getting on. Team Pinky and Pinky here. Austin the Hyundai. I think these are the two teams to watch, King Gears and Nicky, and Ost and Governor. They had good battles last week. With Governor and Ost taking it so far in the team standings after one round, and Governor taking the overall lead. I think Governor was the only one to get 3 podiums, and I think he got 2 first places as well, if I remember correctly. And then Matt Jam and Wabbit were not too far behind either. And neither's Bad Dog or Rockzilla. So we've got a nice close contest after the first round. So hopefully these guys can keep it going and we can have a close season here. But I do think so far it's looking like Ost and Governor versus King Ears and Nicky for the team title, if they can continue like last week. Hey, Ant, mate. Good luck tonight. Said so. Qualifying will get underway soon. We're just waiting for Rockzilla, who unfortunately is just running a little bit late tonight. So hopefully it won't be too long till he's in. Who else we got? Got Vines, who's in the Hyundai as well. So as we said, he's got a reserve in for tonight. Vines put on a good showing in some of the races last week, so be interesting to see if he can compete up there with the top guys again in this one. It's hard to know where people will be because some are practicing on softs for the qualifying and others are practicing on the hards ready for the first race. I always think Rabbit might have crashed into Ant Smasher there, maybe. Presuming on the mountain section somewhere. No, down the straight. Maybe they had a little bit of contact making a move. We've got Nicky coming out onto the track now in the Genesis X. Does look a big boy, this close to the walls. Nicky on the softs now, so getting ready for qualifying. Oh, his Ant just scraped the wall. I think he was trying to get out of Nicky's way there. But yeah, on this one, the mountain section could cause problems. You're going to have to keep it clean through there. Could be interesting for the reverse grid, how patient people are trying to get past each other. Hopefully everyone will keep it nice and clean to get by. Yeah, hopefully Rock will be here soon. We'll be able to put the pressure on Nicky now, see how competitive he's looking for this one this week. And Kingies, you'll be wanting to get some back on Governor after Governor having a good week at Monza. Hey Pete, nice to see you, mate. Yeah, it's the Genesis X, mate. It is a big boy compared to the Hyundai. That's why Baz isn't in this league blitz. You know what he's like with the Genesis. Yeah, I'm sure Kingy will be fine with the sketchiness, Baz. We've got Governor. We're not seeing Governor out on the track yet. Practicing on the hards, ready for the race. I said hopefully we'll be underway soon. We're just waiting for Rockzilla, because unfortunately he's running a little bit late today. But for those that aren't aware, that is 3 races this. There's the first race on the hard set by qualifying, second race on the mediums set by the finish positions of race 1, and race 3 reverse grid on the softs. As we just see Rockzilla get into the lobby now then, so should be getting qualifying underway very soon. Let's see how Slipstream looks out of Forest Elbow there. So it didn't look that great before. It didn't look like there was a huge run. Yeah, Governor doesn't seem to be getting a huge run on Ant. He is going to get enough to go for it though. No. So that could be interesting in the race, because that's going to be the best place to overtake. He's getting a good exit out of Forest Elbow, but it doesn't look like from the practice so far that the slipstream is having a huge effect down there with these cars. As we found at Monza, they are very evenly matched on top end speed. So hopefully we'll be getting underway any minute now, as Gov's showing us the next best place to overtake. But again, coming to the mountain section, not getting enough of a run to actually get alongside Ant. So that could make it interesting for the race. Could be very difficult to get moves done here, because the mountain's pretty much single file. Unless someone makes a big mistake. So it could make the final race, the reverse grid, interesting if cars are struggling to get by each other. Here's a Kingy just getting everybody to change onto the correct tyres now then, so that qualifying can get underway. Qualifying is only 5 minutes in this one, so at Bathurst, with the way the timer is now on GT7, I'm presuming that'll just be 1 lap for everyone. Maybe, possibly the first 2 or 3 guys out might get a second lap, but I doubt they'll be able to complete it because of the way the timer is now on GT7, that you don't get to set the timer, countdown timer after qualifying particularly big anymore. So it'll be a bit of a one-shot this one, so we'll see how everyone gets on. So we'll try and see who gets out first. Not Kingy for once, so Kingy choosing not to go out first. So Governor looks like to be the first one out on track. Oh, Kingy is saying with his 10 minutes quali for this round. Give everybody a bit more space in case people crash on the mountain section or anything. Make sure everybody will be able to get a lap in. We'll see if everyone chooses to get a gap. Governor and Oster appear to be the front 2 out, followed by Bad Dog. And then it's not showing the order. Matt Jam, Slugsy, Vines, Ant Smasher, Rock, Rabbit, King is, Moon Papa right at the back. And then Little Nicky as well near the back. So a few of them getting a bit of space out the back. But a few staying close together, might be wanting a bit of slipstream, but that could be a bit risky through the mountain section of the track. But we'll go on board with Governor now then. And when he comes around to start his lap, Governor can have the pressure of showing us how to do a lap at Bathurst. Obviously just got to come through the chase now, and then Muddy's corner, and then he'll be on his main lap. So we'll see what benchmark that Governor can set for everybody. So just about to start his lap now then. Nice and early. Oh, bit of a slide on the exit of turn 1. That's going to lose him a bit of time down the mountain straight now. Let's see if he has the same issues through Quaddy Bend. Yeah, a little bit of a slide, so it does look like the cars are a little bit sketchy. So the cutting could be a bit of an issue, because I know that can be a bit of a sketchy corner. Yeah, you had to have 2 dabs at getting on the power there. So definitely looks like this car's a bit awkward to control here. Could be flat or slight lifts through here, depending. And then coming through the S's and down to the dipper might be a bit sketchy then. As you see, a lot of sliding going on there. So it definitely looks like these cars might be a bit tricky to handle around this track. He gets a decent exit out of Forest Elbow. So that'll help down the Conroy Straight now. Car looked much more comfortable through the chase there. And then just coming up to the final corner now then. Let's see what benchmark Governor's going to set for everybody. That's a 2:02.5. And he gets beat by his teammate Os behind with a 2:0. And Slugsy now goes first with a 2:01.8. So all the times coming in now. And Smasher just about to cross the line. About Wabbit now then. Up to 8th. King Ears goes on to pole then. So 2:01.6, putting it on to pole. So it's just Moomin Papa yet to set a first lap. Up to 9th place for now. So it looks like a couple of people maybe didn't get a clean lap in. So they'll be going again. Kingy is up on his time already. Slugsy using second, scraping the wall a little bit. Austin Matt Jam will probably have something to say to that though, and so will Governor. Not the greatest first lap, under pressure with us on board with him. As King Gears comes into the pit, so King Gears must have had a crash, so he's going to come in and try and get round for one final lap. So we'll see whether Governor's up on his time now. Governor is purple, but only just. So let's see whether Governor can do it. What about Ost, who's not far behind? No, we've missed his split. We missed Matt Jam's split as well. And Slugsy. So these guys all going as Nicky must have had a crash because he's going to come into the pits now. So he's going to see if he can get out for one more lap. So let's see what Governor can do now, whether he's done enough to hold on. No, second place just by under a 10th. What about Ost now then? Ost improves but stays 4th. Slugsy goes up onto pole position now then. And Matt Jam up into second bar in front of him. So Matt Jam pulling Slugsy along there. Slugsy getting a nice slipstream off Matt Jam to get up into pole position. As we see Bad Dog and Wabbit all improving their times as well now. So we know Nicky's now on an out lap. And so is King Is as Rock improves his time, puts him up to 7th place. We're very close at the top though here in this one. As Moomin improves his time, but that keeps him 11th, but gets him closer. And Matt just scrapes the wall there. He's going to now let Slugsy by. So will he have enough? He should have enough time to get round and get one more lap in before the timer runs out. Slugsy well down on his time, so Slugsy not improving at the moment. So what about King Ears now starting his flying lap? Probably going to be King Ears' final attempt here. And he's purple by a 10th through the first sector. Keeping it nice and smooth by the looks of it. Only needs to find 2 temps to get up to pole. Hey Mullet, hey Ray. No, this is a different format, Mullet. So format for this one is qualifying for race 1. Race 1 will be a 20-minute sprint race on hard tyres, followed by race 2, which will be set by the same by the finish order, which will be on medium tyres, and then race 3 will be a reverse grid of race 2 on the soft tyres. So each week the tyre and fuel changes, so it's ×2 for both this week. So there'll be no issues on tyres or fuel whatsoever for anyone in this one. As we see Ant Smasher improving his lap time there then. So let's see where that not enough to gain him a position though, unfortunately. As we see Rockzilla improves his time, but again, doesn't gain a position. As we saw someone else was going purple on their lap there. But we currently got Slugsy on pole, but Kingy is looking to knock him off of that position. Yeah, hopefully at this track it'll create some interesting racing, because not the easiest to overtake. And in the practice, the slipstream didn't look to have a huge effect, as Kingy has put a massive lap in there to go a 2-minute 0.9 to go pole by over 4/10 there. So let's see what the likes of Slugsy and Matt Jam. Governor's in the pit, so Governor's not going to improve his time now. So everybody will all be on final laps now then. So it looks like Slugsy clipped the wall there, so might not be improving, but let's see when he gets to the timing point. And I think Matt Jam's right behind him, so we'll check Matt Jam's timing point as well. So Slugsy is improving, but not enough to get on pole. Matt Jam's well off, so Matt Jam not improving on this lap, so we'll stay with Slugsy. He's in over 2 times ahead as little Nicky goes up into 3rd place now then. So let's see what Slugsy can do. So Slugsy does improve, gets within 2/10 of King Ears. Matt Jam doesn't improve though. So we've got Left Christian just crossed the line. Ost now. So Ost improves up to 6th place. So we've got Rockzilla coming round for the final lap now then, as well as Ant Smasher improves again. So Rock's not able to improve. Moomin Papa, the only one left. Ant's just nicked 11th off him. Can Moomin Papa nick it back? Let's see now then. No, not quite. So that is very close then. 2/10 between the top 2. And the top 4, 5/10. Governor maybe, and Ost maybe not the best showing. Current leading team, those two. Competing with Nicky and Kingy as his team, so being behind them's not going to be the greatest start there. Have we got anyone still out on laps? I didn't think we had, but maybe we have. No, it looks like everybody's finished their lap now then. So we're just waiting for the game to actually register that. So like I said, this first race will be on hard tyres. They are 3 20-minute sprint races. So we'll just see the results for you there then. So we've got King Ears on pole, Slugsy 2nd, Nicky 3rd, Matt Jam 4th, Governor 5th, Oss 6th, Christian 7th, Rock 8th, Wabbit 9th, Bad Dog 10th, Ant 11th, and Moomin 12th. So we should be in for an interesting race here. So Kingy is just changing everything, so everybody changes onto the hard tyres. And we'll get this first race underway. Ray predicting death. I think that's probably a good shout. Hopefully we don't get death, but tight racing through the mountain. It only takes one small mistake from someone and multiple people can get caught up in it. So, but hopefully everyone can manage to keep it nice and clean and not make mistakes. So he said, looking at the practice, it didn't look like the slipstream down the straights was massively beneficial, which was a bit unusual. So people might struggle to make moves. So maybe people will try moves through the mountain section, which obviously could make it a bit more sketchy for people. Yeah, definitely ping pong. If someone hits the wall or whatever, you can definitely bounce the cars off each other. We've got a bit of flashing lights going on at the start here. So ready for the red lights. Here they go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go now then. Looks like everyone gets a decent start. Rockzilla looked like he got a really good jump off the start. He's got to the inside of Oss, so Oss stuck on the outside at turn 1. But he manages to keep hold as Rockzilla just goes wide there, loses a couple of places. Governor ends up behind his teammate Ost off the start. But it looks like other than that, order's the same. But Matt Jam and Little Nicky going side by side now. So Matt Jam's just going to back out of that. But no, Nicky runs wide and clips the wall. So let's see. Nicky might get swamped here as Vines gets by. But Nicky's still got the inside. So Nicky might have to back out of this one, though, and be careful of Ost on the outside. Yeah, so Nicky has to back out and leave that position to Vines, but manages to stay ahead of Ost there. Hey, Steve. So Wabbit now all over the back. Rockzilla dropped down a little bit after looking like a good getaway from the line. Teammate Bad Dog right behind them. We've got Moomin and followed by Ant Smasher. So Kingy is starting to pull away already at the front, but Slugsy trying to stick with him here. Obviously, coming out of Forest Elbow is where you're really going to want to run for the slipstream. So let's see how good a run Slugsy can get on Kingy now then. Because as we said in practice, it didn't look a huge advantage in the slipstream, but these cars are very evenly matched at the top end. So yes, Slugsy may be gaining just over 2 tenths, 2.5 tenths by the end of the straight. So considering it's such a long straight, that's not a huge gain. So you're probably going to have to be within 4 tenths to consider going for the move by the end of the straight there. So Matt Jam dropping off these two, but Vines obviously pulling away. Nicky lost another position, so not a great start from Nicky, as Oster's managed to get by now then. So Oster all over the back of Vines now, looking to get past him as well. And Governor now will be looking for the move on Nicky as he slides around turn 1 there. Then we've got Wabbit trying to stick with these guys, but just lost slipstream, so they'll need a good mountain section to get back in with these guys. And then Bad Dog has dropped off. Rockzilla and Ant Smasher maybe had incidents because they've dropped right off the back. Maybe Rockzilla had an incident and Ant Smasher got caught up in it maybe. As we see Governor jink to the side and Ost looking to show a nose and try and put pressure on Vines. So Vines causing a bit of a traffic jam now maybe through here, as Kingy and Slugsy managing to pull away, but Kingy has dropped the slipstream to Slugsy now then, so that might give him a chance to run away with this as Slugsy sparking away as he makes a small bit of contact with the wall there, and Matt Jam dropping off these guys. So Nicky took advantage of something happening there and has got back through past Ost after being under pressure from Governor. So Nicky now the one to put the pressure on Vines. But Vines has managed to just drop slipstream now then. So if these guys behind fight, that might be good news for Vines to pull away. As Ost looking to get a good exit so he can try and go for the move on Nicky here. Nicky was in a pinky sandwich, but he's now got out of it. So let's see, this is the other way round now. This is the Hyundai slipstream on the Genesis X. But again, not a huge gain, but his Governor, no. Thought Governor might go for it on his teammate there, but Oster's gone too deep and run off. So careful on the rejoin there. Yeah, Os manages to rejoin nicely, but he's going to lose another position to Wabbit and possibly Bad Dog, as Nicky's gone off now as well. So an incident for Nicky there. So all going wrong for Nicky and Ost there. So that allows Governor a bit of free air now to try and chase after Vines. So Slugsy's still sticking with King Ears, but still not quite managing to get back in that slipstream. But Slugsy currently going purple, but we've seen the times they're setting. They are on hard tyres though, so the times won't be as quick. But that first sector is obviously mostly flat out. But these have made a 3-second gap down to Matt Jam, who's got a 2-second gap to Vines, who's got a 1.5-second gap to Governor. So we're getting a bit of spread already, as we got 3.5 seconds then to Wabbit, and then 1.5 seconds to Ost, who's under pressure from Bad Dog now then. So Bad Dog putting Ost under pressure. Oh, but Bad Dog feels the pressure himself from Nicky and makes contact with the wall. So is Nicky going to be able to sneak past? No, he's not. Too tight there as both of them hit the wall there. So that's allowed Ost to pull away here. So Ost can now concentrate on trying to chase down Wabbit with no pressure from behind there. And Nicky has dropped off even more, so maybe Nicky clipping the wall again. And then Moonin Papa up to 10th, with Rockzilla looking to make up from what must have been an earlier mistake, having dropped right back. And maybe Ant getting caught up in that as well, because he dropped right back as well. So Kingy now is gradually pulling away from Slugsy, but only by a couple of tenths a lap, so it'll only take a mistake for Slugsy to get back into the fight with King Gears now then. So Matt Jam now, that gap's coming down to Vines, but Vines is starting to come under pressure from Governor now. So Governor, who, if I remember correctly, got 3 podiums last week. So Governor will be wanting to move up so he can challenge Matt Jam to try and keep that podium streak going. So we've got Bad Dog under pressure from Os now. So Os must have made another mistake, because he's dropped behind Bad Dog now after having pulled away. So Os and Nicky here, whose teams are battling each other possibly for the lead come the end of this championship, are obviously making a lot of mistakes. If you see a mistake from Bad Dog, is that going to allow Os past? It is. What about Nicky? Can Nicky take advantage as well? Not quite. So coming through the cutting now, Nicky might get a run. No, Nicky taking that inside line. Does always unsettle the car, but Bad Dog's gone for the spin there. Huge mistake from Bad Dog, but he gets it facing the right way, but he's going to get past. He's going to, even his teammates probably going to come past now. Yeah, just about, but he does affect his teammate, so Ant's going to put him under pressure now then. So that allows Ost again chance to chase down Wabbit, but he clearly made a mistake last time he had a chance. So we'll see what happens this time. So we'll move back forward. Governor still not quite managing to close up to Vines. So Vines managing to stay out of slipstream range of Governor. Kingy is still managing to pull away from Slugsy, but again, only by a couple of attempts a lap at most. So it only takes a mistake and Slugsy's going to be right there to pounce. So Kingy needs to keep it clean in the last 12 minutes of this race now then. As did Kingy has run a little bit wide there by the looks of it. Slugsy's closed up a little bit during this lap. Matt Jam now maybe keeping that gap a bit more steady, but still 4.5 seconds off the top two, who are starting to run away with this one. But he has got nearly a 3-second gap now to Vines behind. But Vines coming very close to being under pressure from Governor. But without any major mistakes, it looks like the top 5 is going to be these top 5 guys, because we then have a 5-second gap to Wabbit in 6. And that's where our real battle's going on, is between Wabbit, Ost and Nicky, I think. as Austin and Nicky have shown pace but keep making mistakes, which is why they keep dropping back. But they will both be hoping they've got the pace to put Wabbit under pressure by the end of this race. Moving up into 9th, keeping it clean and moving up the positions. So good drive so far by Moomin. Rockzilla moved his way back up to 10th after his early incident. And Bad Dog's still struggling, especially through the cutting there. And Ant Smasher's starting to put him under a bit of pressure now. If Ant Smasher can get a good mountain section, he might be in slipstream. Kingy is now, so Slugsy's made a big mistake now then, as Kingy has pulled well away on this lap. So a mistake by Slugsy there. So that removes any pressure off Kingy now, with half of this race now gone. So that puts Matt Jam a bit closer to Slugsy, but Matt Jam keeping that 3-second gap to the guys behind. And Governor has now finally managed to get into slipstream range of Vines now then. So Governor now will be looking to put the pressure on and try and get a move up into 4th so that he can chase down a podium position. So moving down the order, we've got Ost now has closed up to Wabbit. So Ost looking to get in slipstream of Wabbit and just about manages it. So Ost now will be able to put the pressure on to Wabbit to get back into that top 6, as Nicky has dropped away a little bit. So Nicky's still struggling a little bit maybe there. And then we have got Ant now is all the way over Bad Dog. So we'll see whether Ant can look for a move coming down the mountain straight. Then if he can get a good exit out of turn 1. Looks like Bad Dog maybe got a better exit, so that might be enough for Bad Dog to stay ahead. These two are both in the Hyundai Genesis, neither of them in the Genesis X. But as we said, these cars very evenly matched top end speed wise. So yeah, Bad Dog keeps the lead at the moment, but Ant is putting the pressure on. And this is where Bad Dog's made a couple of mistakes coming through the cutting. So let's see how he manages this time. No, it's Ant that makes the mistake going too wide on the cutting, but Bad Dog does then make a mistake. We said he's been struggling on the cutting and he comes back to bite him again. Hopefully on the softer tyres, Bad Dog won't have as many issues. Ear's dead. Oh yeah, Slugsy up into 1st, Matt Jam up into 2nd, and Ear's down into 3rd. So maybe Ray can let us know where that happened. But while we were watching Bad Dog make a mistake there, King Ears has made a mistake from the lead. And that's a big mistake, because he had 3.5 second lead and he's now 5 seconds off the lead. So that's a huge mistake from King Ears there. So he's now going to look to put pressure on Matt Jam, but Slugsy's going to look to keep it clean now, and Slugsy's made one mistake, but he's kept it mostly clean in this race. So on the dipper coming down the mountain. So Matt Jam now is going to have King Ears putting pressure on him, but we'll see whether King Ears can manage to get past, because King Ears has led this race from the front so far. So he's not been in this situation yet of having to try and make a move. As we see, Vines has pulled away from Governor again now, dropped Governor out of slipstream range again. So Vines putting in a very good race here. Wabbit now under severe pressure from Ost. Ost does get the inside, so coming into Quaddy Bend, Ost is going to go for the move. Let's see whether Wabbit tries to hang it. He does try and hang it round the outside. Ost gives him enough room, but Wabbit just can't get the traction on the outside line, and Ost gets the move done. Very good move there from Ost. Hey, Paul. Oh, but Ost nearly goes deep there into the cut-in, but manages to hold that position still. So Wabbit going to look to put pressure on Ost and try and get that 6th position back. We've seen Ost make a couple of mistakes in this one already. So let's see if he can cope with the pressure of Rabbit right behind him. Little Nicky has dropped right off these two though, so Nicky's dropped right back. So there must have been another big mistake from Nicky there. So Nicky's struggling in this one. So let's move back to the front. We've got Slugsy with a 3 second lead, nice and comfortable at the moment. Then we've got Matt Jam coming under pressure from King Ears after King Ears' mistake from the lead. So let's see if King Ears will get enough of a run now. As we said, we think you need to be within about 4 temps really to look for a move, unless you're going to go for a real late braking move. And yeah, it looks it again. King Ears only 5 temps behind coming out Forest Elbow, but it's not close enough to actually go for the move. Oh, as King Ears runs a bit wide there. So King Ears going to need a good run out of the first corner so he can look to go for the move into Poddy Bend. But he has a real sideways moment and that drops him back. So Matt Jam's going to get another go of the mountain in second place. So we're coming up to 5 minutes left to go in this one. So Matt Jam going to 5 minutes left to try and hold off King Ears here. Vines back under pressure from Governor again. Governor got back in that slipstream of Vines, so he's going to look to try and get up into 4th place now. But Vines has held him off so far, as these two have been very close together all race long. Yeah, so everyone cheering on Slugsy for the win here. Slugsy's doing well, but he has made one mistake so far, but it wasn't a huge one. Only lost him a couple of seconds, whereas King Ears' mistake from the lead was much bigger. Governor just scraping the wall there as he's looking to put on pressure. Oster's managed to pull away from Wabbit. So Oster's managed to get rid of that pressure from Wabbit, but Wabbit's still in a position to pounce if there's any mistakes. Rockzilla closing up to Nicky now then, so if another mistake happens from Nicky, Rockzilla will be looking to pounce and get that position. Moomin being very consistent here by the looks of it, which is why he's obviously managed to move up the order. And Ant Smasher now a 8-second gap to Bad Dog, so it's all gone wrong for Bad Dog, unfortunately. Hey, Chris, mate. So Slugsy going purple as well. So Slugsy not hanging about at the front of this race. As we see, Matt Jam's still got enough of a gap to King Ears that he's not under pressure. Vines has pulled out a slipstream range of Governor as well. And Ost really started to pull away from Wabbit now then. So we've got nobody under pressure at the moment. So let's see, can Slugsy get fastest lap of the race so far now then? Which he does. So Slugsy not hanging about at the front either. He's not settling for it. So there should be 2 laps left to go. And it looks like most people will get the 2 laps by the looks of it. Thanks, Chris, mate. So Matt Jam now, King Ears back in slipstream range. So if he can stick with him over the mountain, then King Ears will be putting him under pressure coming out of Forest Elbow again. But Matt Jam's withstood the pressure so far since Kingy made his mistake. And Kingy's definitely pushing hard because he is getting a few sideways moments on corner exit. So he's really pushing that car hard to try and put the pressure on Matt Jam. But Matt Jam's not feeling any pressure at the moment. Christian now got a more comfortable gap to Governor again, but he's getting a bit of a sideways moment. As Governor maybe makes a big mistake there as he loses quite a bit of time coming out the cutting. So Oss looking to catch up to him now, but not going to be enough time left unless there's a big mistake. But he's pulled well clear of Wabbit now then. But Rockzilla really gaining on Nicky at a rate, so Rockzilla might have a chance at having a little go at Nicky come the final lap as well. And then the back 3, unfortunately, are a bit spread out now. Also, Matt Jams has made a mistake now then, so King Ears has managed to get by him on the exit of Forest Elbow, but that's going to give Matt Jam the slipstream now, so will Matt Jam have the chance to get that position straight back? Let's see what Matt Jam does now then. Is King Ears going to go left to defend it, or is he going to stay to the right? He's going to stay to the right, but Matt Jam must have lifted coming round the kink and hasn't managed to look for a move there. Yeah, Matt Jam's been really good. Unfortunately, he's not been able to hold on to that. But if he can just try and stick with King Ears through the mountain, he might have a chance on the final lap. Because these are just coming onto the final lap of the race now then. So we've got a nice lead for Slugsy. King Ears got back up to second. as Matt Jam makes a bit of a mistake out the first corner. So that's going to lose him that slipstream. So he needs a good mounting section to get back on the back of King Gears, or he needs another mistake. Vines is now clear of Governor. Osty's now clear as well without a mistake, and so's Wabbit. Little Nicky's managed to steady that gap to Rockzilla that was coming down quick, so he should be okay to Rockzilla without a big mistake. But Bad Dog's closed up to Ant Smasher now then, so Ant Smasher's made a mistake. So Bad Dog might get a chance to nick 11th place off Ant Smasher on this final lap. Let's see if he gets the run after turn 1. Good exit there from Bad Dog, so he is going to get the run, but it's whether he's going to be close enough to look for a move into Quarry Bend now then. But I imagine if he is close enough, Ant will defend this, but it doesn't look like he's going to be close enough. No, he's not. He's not going to be able to go for the move. But we'll check in with them at the end to see whether they get the move, as out of Forest Elbow comes the leader, Slugsy, followed by King Ears, who has pulled away from Matt Jam then. So King Ears going to recover after his big mistake to second place. It's going to be a good podium here from Matt Jam if he can keep it clean. Vines getting closed up to by Governor, but it's going to be too late. So Bad Dog putting Ant under huge pressure as Ant touches the wall there, then coming over this mountain section. So we'll just go back to Slugsy, who's about to cross the line to take the win here. So here we go, Slugsy's going to take the win. What about King Ears coming home in second place now then? Matt Jam taking third for a good podium. Vine's going to hold off Governor for the whole of this race to take fourth, with Governor fifth. Os going to bring it home in sixth. Wabbit for a seventh place. Nicky with one to forget's going to bring it home in eighth. With Rockzilla, who made the mistake, a huge mistake early on, recovering back to ninth. Moomin Papa, who kept it nice and clean, starting at the back, he's going to take a 10th place. So good drive from Moomin there. As Ant Smasher, so Bad Dog's made a huge mistake putting Ant Smasher under pressure. So maybe gone full commitment to try and get that move on Ant Smasher, but he's dropped back. So Ant Smasher going to bring it home in 11th. And Bad Dog going to round off the order in 12th there then. Yeah, well done to Slugsy there. Deserved the win, kept it clean. Made a little mistake when he was close to King Ears that give King Ears that gap in the lead. But then King Ears made a much bigger mistake. And it's unfortunate that Matt Jam couldn't hold on to second, because Matt Jam was doing really well there. But Matt Jam will be very happy with a podium place in that one. So the next race again will be another 20-minute sprint race, but this time on mediums, set by the race results. So the grid order of how they've just finished now then. So we'll just run through that. So Slugsy taking the win. King Ears getting second and nicking that fastest lap just off Slugsy by 0.05 of a second there. So Matt Jam then bringing it home in third for a good podium there. Vine's fourth and holding Governor off the whole race there. Governor in fifth. Ost taking home a sixth. Rabbit seventh. Little Nicky want to do better in the next races with an 8th place. Rockzilla with the early mistake down to 9th. Moomin keeping it nice and clean, moving up to 10th. Ant Smasher 11th, and Bad Dog with one to forget on the hard tyres in 12th. So Bad Dog will be wanting to improve on the medium tyres now then. Yeah, Paul, that was a fantastic race, that. Hopefully we get even better racing as the softer tyres come in, because the final race will be a reverse grid of the result of this race on the soft tyres. So obviously that should mix things up a bit, because as we're seeing, it doesn't look the easiest to overtake here. The slipstream down the straights is not as strong as you might expect it to be. Yeah, very close on the fastest lap there, Chris. You can't get much closer than 0.05 from each other. A shame for Slugsy, because that would have been a good one to have to get the race win and the fastest lap, but Kingy is just nicking that off him towards the end because Slugsy did have the fastest lap. So it looks like everybody will be ready to go soon, so we'll be getting the second race underway very shortly. Like I said, the second race grid will be the results of that first race. So Kingy was on pole for the first race, but Slugsy's going to take that pole now. So we'll see whether Slugsy can pull away from King Gears, or whether King Gears can put him under pressure to try and get that first place back. And we'll see whether Matt Jam can have another good race, keeping it in third to try and get another podium. Yeah, no worries, Chris. See you later, mate. Obviously, Rockzilla and Nicky will want to show a lot better. Bad Dog will probably just want to have a nice clean race after the way that first race went for him. And we'll see if Vines can maybe challenge Matt Jam for third, because Vines was keeping it very consistent like Matt Jam. Oh, there we go. King Ears has replied to him. So we'll see whether everyone gets on. Should be a little bit more grip up through the mountain section on the mediums. So maybe people can not graze the wall quite as much, but it's very easy here to graze the wall. Here we go, let's do some advertising. Here we go, I don't normally do that, which reminds me, if you've not already, hit that like button. You know, do all the YouTube stuff. There we go, see Rock telling me to shut up. I don't normally take advantage of it, but we might as well put it in. He wanted to join the race, so maybe he'll want to watch the race. So again, this is same format, 20-minute sprint. This time we're on the medium tyres though. So we'll see if everyone can get a decent start again. So 5 red lights now. And they're off as Wabbit. Does Wabbit jump the start there, or did you just get a perfect start? Maybe it was a slight bit of lag. It was a bit of a weird one from Wabbit. Looked like he got a good jump off the start, but then was slower. Oh, unfortunately, looks like there's an incident there between Austin and Matt Jam. No, after Matt Jam's great first race, him and Ost have got tangled up at turn 1. But Slugsy got away really well, and Kingy is coming under pressure from Vines now. So Vines got a good start, but Kingy manages to hold that as Slugsy touches the wall. So that's going to allow Kingy to close back up. Governor looking to put Vines under pressure again. Not going to want to spend the whole of this race sat looking at the back of Vines' car like he did for the last race. Nicky up into 6th and Rock up into 7th now then. And Ant Smasher and Bad Dog moving up to 8th and 9th. So a good start from those two as well in this one. That's with Matt Jam and Ost having their unfortunate issue. So they're going to have to work their way through the pack now then, which is not what Matt Jam would have wanted after the good first race. So Slugsy now going to look to pull away from King Gears. Like Kingy has slowly pulled away from Slugsy in the first race at the first half of the race. So let's see if Slugsy can do the same back to Kingy. But Kingy is within half a second, so he's going to be close to looking for the move. But I don't quite think he's going to be close enough from what we've seen so far. But maybe on the medium tyres, it's easy to get a slightly better exit to allow you to actually look for the move. But no, yeah, half a second, not close enough to be looking for the move there. So Vines has started to drop off these two again then. So Slugsy and Kingias are the pace setters at this track by the looks of it this time round. So it is going to be another battle between these two for the lead, and it looks like it's going to be a battle between Vines and Governor for the final podium position. So we'll see if Vines can hold Governor off for the whole race like he did last time round. Yeah, it should be a little bit better as the tyres get better, as we see someone going, it's Little Nicky again, making another big mistake. So Little Nicky is not getting on well with this combo, as we see Matt Jam looking to work his way back through the field now then, as he's going to look for a move on Moomin. No, he settles back in behind, because Moomin had the slipstream from Rockzilla up ahead. But Matt Jam does then take Moomin by surprise, and Os might take advantage of that as well now then. But no, not able to there. So Matt Jam working his way back through as Rockzilla's behind his teammate Bad Dog. So Bad Dog's come really well after a poor first race to get himself up into 6th already in this one. But he's going to be coming under a lot of pressure now then, as there's a few fast cars right behind him. So hopefully he can keep his cool this time. Yeah, definitely here with people trying to get through the pack. It could make it more interesting in that final race. Oh, as Bad Dog does hit the wall and checks up, that slows everybody down, and he is going to manage to keep hold of that 6th position. This is the thing with the mountain here. You can be an issue, but then everybody else has to check up when the issue happens. Not like other tracks where it's wider and they can get round the incident. They've all got to check up to avoid it. So Bad Dog there put his teammate under a huge amount of pressure from Matt Jam now. Matt Jam might actually be able to go for the move here. But Matt Jam under huge pressure from Moomin as well. So let's see what happens. Is Matt Jam going to look to force the move? No, he's going to happily sit behind Rockzilla now then. So maybe more worried about losing a position behind. So Ost all over the back of Moomin now, and Ost, no, I thought Ost got the run there, but not quite. But Ant Smasher now got onto the back of this group as well. And unfortunately, Nicky's got a recovery job to do. Let's move back to the front. Slugsy under pressure from King Ears. So King Ears keeping with Slugsy, which Slugsy wasn't able to do in the first race with King Ears. So King Ears does have the slight better pace, but not quite enough to actually look for the move on Slugsy at the moment. Yeah, Ost will be able to defend people off for Bad Dog, but obviously won't want Bad Dog slowing him down, though, because he could possibly get by Bad Dog and run away, and Bad Dog hold everybody else up. So be interested to see how they play it. Oh, Slugsy clips the wall, but it looks like Kingy has did behind him as well. So these two right on the limits here. So we'll move back down. So Vine's still keeping Governor honest and keeping him off. So Vine's doing a good job again here, and Governor still having to look at that the back of that car for the second race in a row. Wabbit got himself in a nice bit of no man's land again, like he did in the first race. Bad Dog's really causing a traffic jam behind now, as Matt Jam has managed to get past Bad Dog's teammate there, and Ost has managed to get by Moomin. So we've got a real train of cars here headed by Bad Dog. Is a bit of a gap maybe from Rockzilla making a bit of a mistake, but expect these guys to be a train again. There's a little bit of contact between Matt Jam and Bad Dog there, but Matt Jam did lift on the exit to make sure Bad Dog kept the position, but that's going to allow Rockzilla to close back up now. So I'm presuming Matt Jam probably won't want to go for the move now, just because he'll feel that maybe he put Bad Dog off with that slight little bit of contact. So yeah, Matt Jam going to stay behind. He'll probably look for the move going into Quarry Bend. So we'll go back to King Ears. As King catches Slugsy by surprise there, but then gets a poor exit being on that inside line. So he went for the late move on Slugsy and caught Slugsy napping, but Slugsy got the better exit and's now got the inside into Quarry Bend. So Slugsy should be able to defend this one off and actually gets enough clearance that he can move back to the racing line ahead of King Gears. So King Gears nearly going for the move, getting the surprise on Slugsy at turn 1. So that's something for Slugsy to watch out for now. Vines 3 seconds behind, so Vines and Governor are there for if those two in front make a mistake. They are close enough to capitalise. But Vines under pressure from Governor now then, like he was for the entirety of the first race. But he's still not cracking under the pressure. Governor's still not able to find a way by. As I said, Wabbit now in nice clear air. Rockzilla now has got past Bad Dog and Matt Jam. And Matt Jam's got by Bad Dog. So Rockzilla the lead of this train now then. But Rockzilla hits the wall. Is that enough for Matt Jam to get a move? Matt Jam's going to try it on the mountain. A little bit of side by side. They're going to struggle here. Yeah, Matt Jam ended up losing a position because of that. So risky move attempted from Matt Jam. The gap was there to go for, but that's why sometimes it's not worth trying the move on the mountain. As Oster's made a big mistake. Oster's now back behind Little Nicky. So after a good first round between these two teams, Austin and Little Nicky are really making huge mistakes in this round and are battling towards the back. Maybe on the soft tyres, if they start near the front, they might be able to make up for the poor first two races these two guys are having. So Slugsy now still managing to stay ahead of King Gears, but King Gears not letting him have an inch. He's going to stay there, keeping him under pressure for the whole of this race so far. Yeah, well, Ears is in the Hyundai version, Slugsy in the Genesis X version. So this is also showing us how closely matched these two cars are. Yeah, it was nearly pulled off by Matt Jam Ray, but risky one to go for, and it backfired for him in the end. But he's, as we can see on the board at the left, he has got back past now. So there we go. Kingy is still not able to get past Slugsy and has a bit of a slide. But these two are pulling away from Vines and Governor now. We were having a little battle of their own. Wabbit keeping it clean in 5th. They're ready to pounce if any mistakes are made up ahead. And Rockzilla managed to pull away now that he's got clear. So Rockzilla going to look to chase down Wabbit, but that gap might be too far. So Bad Dog, having held everybody up earlier, is going to be nice for Wabbit there. Matt Jam looking to close back up to Rockzilla again now, though. And Bad Dog now got a nice bit of space because he's got Moomin and Ant Smasher battling away behind as well, which is going to help him out. And then Nicky and Ost have dropped right to the back of the field, who were the two earlier on that could have put him under pressure. So Ant Smasher and Moomin had a good little battle here. And Ant Smasher and Bad Dog had a good little battle in the first one. So we're having good battles all over the place here. Yeah, Steve, they are. These two have definitely got the pace up front. As we see, Kingy is looking for it again, but Slugsy defends that inside. Kingy is going for the cutback. Oh, but can't quite make it stick. Good driving from Slugsy there. But is Kingy is going to be close enough to put him under pressure into the final corner? No, he's not. But he does get a good exit. Is he going to get the inside? No. He's getting the inside exit. So Slugsy is going to defend this. So this could give Kingy the run down the straight into Quarry Bend. So Slugsy under huge pressure from Kingy now then. And Kingy is close enough to look for something. Let's see if Slugsy chooses to defend the inside, which it looks like he does. So Kingy is having to look on the outside. Going to struggle to go all the way around the outside, but let's see if he attempts it. No, he backs off. He's not going to attempt that. It's 10 minutes still to go in this race, so he's going to look to keep the pressure on. He's not going to force it yet, but when it gets later in the race, let's not be surprised if Kingy looks for it on the outside into that corner. Yeah, they are racing really well together as they both touch the wall there, so they're putting each other under huge pressure. Both right on the edge of the limits with this track, grazing the walls as they're going round. As Kingy gets a much bigger clonk on the wall that time. So that gives Slugsy a little bit of breathing space now, which it's been a little while since he's had that bit of breathing space. So let's see if he can capitalise on that and pull away so that he doesn't come under pressure. So he needs a good exit out of Forest Elbow now then to get a good run so that he can keep away. But no, he slides on entry. But it looks like he gets an alright exit even though he had that slide on entry. So he's going to be pressure free for now. Vine's keeping it nice and clean in third place again. Governor's going to be fed up and looking at the back of that car now with 8 minutes left to go in this one. So Governor spent the entire first race looking at the back of Vines, and he's spent the whole of the second race so far looking at the back of Vines. Wabbit still keeping comfortable in that 5th place. So as long as no mistakes, Wabbit should have a nice easy 5th place here. Wabbit's been keeping it comfortable in the first race as well. So good driving from Wabbit. As Matt Jam is starting to close up to Rockzilla, so we could see a bit of a battle between these guys come the end of the race for that 6th place. And Bad Dog managing to stay clear of Moomin and Ant, who were fighting earlier. But Moomin has now got a bit of space, so maybe can look to get after Bad Dog again now then. But Ant is still there looking to try and get after him. And then we've got Ost has got by Nicky now. But Ost and Nicky, who would be expecting to be fighting near the front, who have had a bit of a terrible 2 races so far, are fighting near the back. Well, I say near the back, right at the back. Yeah, Steve Vines is so consistent. Yeah, having a right stormer in this one. As I said, both races, Vines has been very good so far. As Slugsy has managed to pull a bit of a gap now to King Gears. So if he can keep it clean, he could be a couple of laps before King Gears closes back up to him. So he could be a bit pressure-free for a while, which is what he'll want after that huge pressure that King Gears was putting him under before. But King Gears has got the fastest lap. So Vines under huge pressure from Governor now then. So maybe a slight mistake been made as Vines is drifting it round the dipper and has a slight contact with the wall, but not enough for Governor to look for anything. But Governor's going to look for a good exit out of Forest Elbow now then. Oh, Governor clonks the wall, exactly what he didn't need. He finally gets on the back of Vines and makes a huge mistake right where he's in slipstream to get the run on Vines there. So that's not good for Governor, but Vines now going to have a bit of clear space again. And Wabbit's slowly creeping up on these guys as they battle. So if these guys make a big mistake, Wabbit's there to pounce. Rockzilla slowly creeping up on Wabbit as well though, but it's not going to be enough without a mistake, as there's only 5.5 minutes left to go in this one. But Matt Jam is creeping up on Rockzilla, so we could see a battle between these two soon. Bad Dog, Moomin and Ant still got similar gaps, but Nicky now back past Ost. So Nicky and Ost really battling away, and they are catching up to Ant Smasher up ahead. So they could possibly gain more positions here, but they are really battling away with each other. Neither of them want to finish last in this one. So Slugsy now still keeping that gap, as Slugsy has took the fastest lap back off King Gears now then. So these two really trading pace here. So it's a great little battle between these guys in the first race and in this race. So it looks like these two are going to be the ones to watch. Oh, a big hit of the wall from Slugsy there, though. That's going to allow King Gears to close right back up now. So King Gears is going to have another chance coming out of Forest Elbow again now after that, as long as he doesn't make a mistake. This is some fantastic battling. Yeah, I suppose that's the advantage of being in the back. For the reverse grid, they'll be in a good position. But the way the two of them have made mistakes so far tonight, I mean, being in the lead, if they make another mistake like the ones that both of them have been making, then there's a chance that they'll happen. 3.5 temps on the exit, so King Gears is definitely going to have the chance to move here. So let's see how Slugsy chooses to defend this. Will he stick for the left for the kink? Yes, he's going to. He's going to take the outside for the kink so that he's got the inside for the chase. But let's see if Kingy gets enough to get by. They cleanly get side by side there. Yes, Kingy has to back off. He doesn't want to be on the outside there. So Slugsy manages to defend that again. So great driving from Slugsy defending this. And great driving from Kingy is putting him under pressure here. So Slugsy got that inside line again. So nowhere for King Ears to go. But we've seen King Ears take Slugsy by surprise into turn 1 once before. So let's see if he can do it again. Doesn't look like he's going to be close enough this time. But he is going to be close enough to the run for Quaddy Bend, no, again. So Slugsy going to have to defend the inside at Quaddy Bend again. As King Ears gets a really good exit there. So King Ears might be able to attempt it round the outside this time. He might risk it because there's not as long left to go in this race. So let's see whether he risks it. No, Slugsy manages to hold that inside. So nowhere for King Ears to go. Great defending. Does look like maybe the Genesis X is the slightly better car once Slipstream isn't there. Because it looked like once King Ears pulled out of Slipstream, he really lost the pace and couldn't quite get past Slugsy. So he might have to go for something over the mountain if there's half a chance. But these two are really battling away now. We'll try and move back down the order and see what's going on further down the field. But we'll stick with this for now because these two are really battling it away. Yeah, Ray, that's what I mean. I think he's got a slight bit more power maybe. As they're both sliding through the cut in there. Not the cut in, the dipper, sorry. Both sliding away through the dipper. Looked like Slugsy was going to make a mistake, but then King Ears couldn't capitalise. King Ears looking for a good exit now then. So King Ears concentrated on the exit there, but he is 5 tenths behind. So what we've seen so far, that's not going to be close enough to look for a move. So Slugsy's still going to have the upper hand coming on to the final lap, because there'll only be one more lap to go after this. So we'll just check on the order. So Governor has now got past Vines. Maybe Vines made a mistake there. So Governor, it's took him nearly 2 full races to overtake Vines, but he has finally got by and got up into a podium position now then. So Vines back down into 4th. So unfortunate there for Vines. Driving well, was deserving of a podium. But like Matt Jam not getting 2nd in the last race, sometimes you don't always get what you deserve in racing. Wabbit has closed up to those guys though. Matt Jam still not quite managing to close up to Rockzilla. So without a mistake, that could be that. Bad Dog in a nice bit of clean space now then. But Moomin now under pressure from Ost. And Little Nicky must have made another mistake, dropping right back to the back. So let's get back on with the front guys now as Kingy is looking for the move again, but not close enough again. It's the final lap now, though, so if he gets a chance, he's going to have to risk it if he wants to win. Or he might be happy to settle for 2nd place. We'll see what mood he's in. Whether, oh, a bit of a slide on exit there, though, coming out the cutting. So these cars definitely struggle out the cutting, we've seen. And especially through the dipper, is a big clunk of the wall from Slugsy, but it looked like Kingy has followed him into the wall there. So just one final time down the mountain now for Slugsy to hold Kingy as off, and one final run down the Conrod straight. Yeah, 2 first-team RA drivers giving us a real battle here to watch, Steve. It's exactly what we want to see. So who's going to get a good exit? Kingy is close enough. So Kingy is close enough again, and it's final lap now. So if there's a time that he's not going to back out the move, it's final lap that he's not going to back out the move. So we've seen Slugsy once defend the outside of the kink, so he's got the inside of the final corner, and he's going to play it the same again. So let's see if Kingy is going to risk trying to go all the way around the outside now. He is. He's going to stick it in there this time, but Slugsy manages to hold him off and cut across. But Kingy was a bit more aggressive that time with final lap, and he might have to run. Slugsy's going to have to defend the final corner. Let's see what Kingy can do, if he can switch back the exit and get the power down sooner. He can. He gets the power down sooner, but Slugsy's going to have to run to the line, I think. Yes, Slugsy just takes it from Kingy there by half a tenth. Fantastic racing there. Governor going to bring it home for a 3rd place after looking at the back of Vines for so long. Vines struggling on the final few laps, bringing it home 4th. Wabbit nice and consistent for the 5th place. Rockzilla moving up to 6th. So great from Rockzilla. Matt Jam, after disappointing start at turn 1, managing to recover for 7th. So good recovery from Matt Jam there. Bad Dog, a good recovery after a poor first race to get 8th place. Ost, good recovery to 9th, but another disappointing race for him. Moomin, another good 10th position there. Ant Smasher going to bring it home for 11th. And Little Nicky with another race to forget there, bringing it home in 12th. So Nicky going to have pole for the final race, though. So hopefully he can keep it clean in that and be a bit more competitive. But it's all going wrong tonight for Nicky so far. Yeah, definitely a photo finish there, Blue Racer. Great to see. It's the exact sort of racing we want to see, especially from RA guys as well. So we'll just run through the final results there for you. So we've got Slugsy taking, so Slugsy pole, win, and fastest lap. So great second race there from Slugsy. So 2 wins so far from Slugsy. Let's see if he can make it a third in the reverse grid race. Taking fastest lap as well. Kingy is half a tenth behind. So close between those two guys. Then we've got Governor managing to get a podium again. So recovering up into third to get a podium. Vines dropping to 4th after looking like he was going to hold Governor off for 3rd. But another 4th place for Vines. Wabbit, another great result in 5th. Rockzilla 6th. Matt Jam 7th. Bad Dog 8th. Os 9th. Moomin 10th. Ant Smasher 11th. And Little Nicky one to forget, another one to forget in 12th place there. But at least he will have pole because this final race is reverse grid on the softer tyres. So we are going to have a reverse grid of that race. So we are going to have Slugsy and King Gears, who have clearly been the 2 pace setters so far, are going to have to try and make their way through the field. And as we've seen, overtaking here is not easy. We've seen a lot struggle without mistakes. It's not easy to get by. Yeah, that was so exciting to watch. That was, right? It's exactly the sort of racing that we want to see. But as I said, we'll see how this reverse grid goes now then, because that's shown that Slugsy was able to defend. It was good driving, but it shows that it's not easy to get by at this track. And we've seen other people at other points struggling to get by as well. So softer tyres, though, could make a better advantage, being able to get slightly better exits out of corners. Could give people better runs. The only thing is the defending car's also going to be able to get a better exit. So we'll see whether that comes into play. But Nicky is going to hope that now that he's at the front, he can maybe keep it mistake-free and get a good result to make up for the first 2 races here. But said we've seen some fantastic driving throughout the whole field. Unfortunately for Matt Jam, he had the incident in that one right at turn 1, which obviously dropped him back after his good 3rd place in the first race. Yeah, Bad Dog did have a good finish in that second race, especially after how badly wrong it went for him in the first one to get up to 6. And he held 6th place for a long time there. He had faster drivers behind that he was managing to hold off. But he did then drop back to 8th, but he then held that 8th comfortably. So Kingy is just checking everybody's ready, so we'll get underway with this final race very soon. Yeah, Bet King Gears was having a bit of a nightmare because he just couldn't find a way past. Maybe he was a little bit too cautious early on, but I understand that because there was plenty of the race to go. But as you saw, the final lap, he did then go for it a bit more than he had done. Maybe if he'd gone for it a bit more earlier on, he could have got the position. But there's also the risk if you go for it earlier on. If you do then have an incident, you drop right down. So it's understandable. So we're going to get this final race underway now then. So if everyone remembers, again, it's another 20-minute race, but this time on the soft tyres. And we are on reverse grid for this one. So Little Nicky getting to start near the on pole. Os getting to start near the front as well. So these are the 2 guys, Little Nicky and Os, that really need to recover after difficult races early on. So everybody gets away well then. Bad Dog on the inside has to slow it right down and gets caught up and drops back, unfortunately, there. And Rockzilla drops back. Ant Smasher manages to take the lead, and we know Ant Smasher is a very defensive driver, so it could be difficult for people to overtake, but Little Nicky is going to try and get that lead back straight away, but he's not able to, as we see Moomin run a bit wide, so that allows Ost past. So Ost and Little Nicky now are going to look to put the pressure on Ant, who has taken the lead off the start here. And then everybody's still really close together. Governor managing to get through the best of the back guys. Vines as well slugs it. So King Gears still... Oh, King Gears a big header. So King Gears has got it all to do now, as King Gears has made a mistake. Maybe got caught up in contact through the cutting where these cars have been struggling. So Ant now is going to try and hold people off. We know the way that Ant drives. He is very defensive and he is very good at it. But he is prone to mistakes at times. So people might have to wait. But with a bunch of faster guys behind, you definitely think working together, the faster guys might be able to get by. But a mistake like that's not going to help Ant there. That's going to give Nicky and Os the run. So let's see now if Nicky and Os can go for it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe a little bit of contact at that section with everyone close. So is Nicky going to be able... Yeah, Nicky manages to sail all the way by. And Os going to look to get the inside. Maybe no. Ant manages to keep hold of that one for now. But Nicky doesn't... Oh, and there we go, Os. Os takes advantage of Ant having to slow up a little bit because of Nicky. And Os gets on the inside. Great driving from Os there, taking advantage of that. Because you've got to take Ant by surprise because he is a good defensive driver. So these two at the front now. These two have battled away in both races, but at the wrong end of the field for what they would have wanted to be battling at. So let's see if they can battle away for the win this time. They'll want to try and pull away from Ant, and they'll want Ant to hold the rest of the field up so that they can concentrate on battling for first place between themselves. So Ant now's got Matt Jam all the way behind him. So Matt Jam going to be looking for another podium after that good result in the first race. But he's got Rockzilla, who's not had the best of nights, all over the back of him as well. So Rockzilla's going to want to look to maybe grab a podium as Matt Jam manages to get by Ant. So Ant's struggling a little bit there, and Rockzilla's going to get on his outside. Is he? No, not quite. So Rockzilla has to settle back in behind Ant now then. So the front three will want to be able to pull away as Vine's up to 6. So Vine's getting the best of the starts of the guys at the back here. Something must have happened to Governor as Governor's dropped right back. So Moomin and Governor maybe had an incident there as they've both dropped right back. And Slugsy's dropped right back as well. So King Gears' mistake early on has not affected him too much because his rivals from the earlier races have all dropped back as well, so they've all been involved in incidents. So this could make it very interesting. We could have a totally new podium, but Matt Jam will want something to say about that. He'll want to get a podium again. But Vine's now looking to get up onto the back of Ant Smasher and Rockzilla as Rockzilla manages to cruise by. So I think Ant Smasher is struggling on the exit of Forest Elbow, which is allowing cars to get the really good run as he clips the curb on the inside there by the looks of it and goes round. He does recover it though. It could have been much worse, but can he get it back on the track now then? So Kingy is going to go by, so that drops him right back down. So unfortunate for Ant there. Just a clip on the curb and he lost the car. But that's good news for King Gears. Moves him up another position as he can look to try and recover best he can now. Oh, Gov fancied a donut, so Gov went for the spin. That's why he dropped back. So we've got Little Nicky still leading us away here. With Ost behind him, still in slipstream just. So these two have been battling away today, but they've both made some huge mistakes in this one. So let's hope that they can keep it clean and battle for the win instead this time round. But Matt Jam's going to have something to say because he got a podium in the first race. And he's going to want to look to improve because he's got a chance at a win in this one with those two in front. So he's going to want to look to stick with them and battle away for that win. Rockzilla's going to want to look to get on the back of him. And Vines, who's been so consistent and fast in this one with 2 4th places, is going to look to try and get into that podium battle as well. After all the guys that he's been competing with in the earlier races have all made mistakes and dropped right back. So Vines is in a very good position here, but it's different to where he's been. He's been having to hold people off in the earlier races. Now he's going to be looking for the move. As we heard wall contact, I don't know where that was from. Wabbit or Bad Dog maybe. Maybe Bad Dog as King Gears manages to get through on the mountain. So King Gears in for a good recovery here. That is the advantage if you make your mistake right at the start of the first lap. It gives you the chance to catch up, and on those softer tyres, King Gears does have good pace. So King Gears still could possibly be in for the podium here, because there's still plenty of time left to go in this race. So moving back down the order, Slugsy getting by Ant Smasher by the looks of it. And Governor still way off, so Governor struggling away on the softer tyres here. It's not been the greatest night for Governor. So I do think, but looking at the results so far, that Pinky and Pinky, who currently have the lead in the championship, will be caught up to by King Sheep, or Sheep Kings, I can't remember what. Let's see Nicky's car. Yeah, Sheep Kings. So those two will be holding up, as Ost has took the lead though. So Ost has done well competing against Nicky, but Governor's definitely lost out in the fight to King Gears. So I think the gap between those two teams will become closer, which will make the championship very interesting. As Matt Jam now looking for the move on Nicky. He's pushing Nicky through the cut in there. So Matt Jam all over the back of Nicky. So this might allow Ost to maybe try and pull away a little bit, as Matt Jam puts Nicky under all sorts of pressure. Hopefully Nicky now can handle the pressure. But Ost makes a mistake and then clips the wall again, so Nicky gets back in slipstream. So these three really battling it away, and Rockzilla's right there, just about to get back into slipstream as well. And Vine's not far away, so we could have a five-way battle for the lead, which will be good news for King Gears, because if these guys battle ahead, that'll give King Gears the chance to close back up to this group, as he's now got past Wabbit. So he's now got clear air to put clean laps in and get after these guys in that top five that are all looking for the first place at the moment. Not just a podium, but battling away for the win. As we see side by side, Nicky has got onto the inside of Ost, and he has actually got all the way by Ost, so Ost must have got a poor exit out of Forest Elbow there. So trading positions again, Nicky and Ost. So these two have been battling it away all night, but they're now battling it away for the lead, which is where we expect them to actually be in normal circumstances. So let's see if Matt can look to put Ost under pressure now then. Yeah, it does have a little bit more grunt out of slipstream. They have the same top end speed. I just think it's got that little bit more power, so when you've not got slipstream, it does have that tiny little bit of advantage with no slipstream. But let's see if Ost looks for the move now, if he's close enough. As King Gears has got the fastest lap now then. So King Gears will definitely look to close up to these guys. So King Gears definitely will still fancy a podium in this one. But we don't want to leave this front battle at the moment, as Ost goes for it in an awkward place and ends up going wide into the wall, and that allows Matt Jam through. So Matt Jam up into second now. We'll want to get close to Nicky to stay in that slipstream to take advantage. So we really have got a five-way battle here for the lead. So I don't really want to leave this battle, because it's obviously everything to see is up here, as Nicky has got a little bit of a gap now then. So we'll see whether Nicky can take advantage and start to pull away, or whether these guys can close back up to Nicky. But Ost has started to drop off, so a disappointing lap from Ost here. He's lost a position to Matt Jam and made a couple of mistakes coming over the mountain. Yeah, it's getting very spicy now, Ray. Oh, as Rockzilla gets a bit sideways coming out the Forest Elbow, and it looked like he was right behind Ost, so that drops him back. So is Vine's going to be able to get the move on Rockzilla now then? It's going to be very close. So we'll see what Rockzilla chooses to do and what Vines chooses to do. It doesn't look like Vines is quite going to be close enough to go for it. So Vine's going to have to stay behind for now. But that allows Nicky and Matt Jam to run away and get a little bit of space. But we've seen these guys are all very evenly matched on pace. So we'll see if these three can close back up to them front two now. As King Gears is closing that gap. So Down to 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds to this front 5. And that's with 10 minutes left to go in this race. So we're halfway through now then. So Wabbit keeping it nice and clean again. Slugsy now starting to gain back up. So Slugsy still within a decent chance of a fairly decent position. Governor now up into 9th. And Bad Dog has dropped back down into 12th now then. So an unfortunate race for Bad Dog again now. As Matt Jam has closed right back up to Little Nicky now. So Matt Jam going to want to... got robbed of a second place by King Gears late on in the first race. So now he's going to look to try and get Nicky and take a win rather than a second place this time. But Ost will be looking to catch back up to him and stay in this fight for the win. The same as Rockzilla and Vines will both be looking to do as well. And even King Gears will be looking to get involved in this. As these guys fight, King Gears is really closing up. As we know, King Gears has got the pace. Yeah, he's definitely in contention for it, I think, Ray. I think there's a couple, but I do think, especially if Matt Jam can get another podium, he'll definitely be in with a shout of being the driver of the day. As he's got the run on Nicky out of Forest Elbow. So he is going to be close enough to go for the move. Let's see whether he can go clean past or whether he'll have to get it done under braking. Nicky going to defend the inside for the kink. But that's going to be the outside for the chase now then. And as we see again with that Hyundai pulling out a slipstream, the Genesis X does have the grunt once the slipstream's gone to just about stay enough to defend that position. So good driving from Nicky to hold it on the outside. But that is one thing we have noticed, that out of slipstream, the Genesis X does have a slightly better grunt. There's a big mistake from Ost there. But luckily the wall straightens him up, so that's going to drop him down to 5th. So it's been a night to forget for Ost. And it's not going to be good for that for Pinky if Nicky can go on to win this race. So they'll be wanting Matt Jam to get that position off Nicky. But Nicky really going to want that win because everything's gone wrong for Nicky so far tonight. So he's going to want to make up for it with the win. But Matt Jam is definitely going to have something to say about that by the looks of it, putting him under huge pressure now. And Rockzilla and Vines looking to close up. Could Vines be on for a 3rd, 4th? So he'll want to make it a podium though. He'll be fed up as sitting in 4th place. He'll want to try and get a podium. But King Gears is right there now. So King Gears in to spoil the party now as he has managed to get by Ost. So things going wrong for Ost again in this race. So a night to forget for Ost. Wabbit now coming under huge pressure from Slugsy. So Slugsy going to look for a move. Wabbit's not had to deal with much pressure tonight. He's been being nice and consistent and keeping on his own. So a bit different now for Wabbit. Can he deal with the pressure from behind? Yeah, he's Ost still not feeling great, unfortunately. Said it's just the mistakes creeping in for Ost. We know how quick he can be, but sometimes when he has these off nights, the mistakes do creep in. Hopefully we can see Ost have a good night again very soon, because when Ost has a good night, he does tend to have a really good night, so that's what we want to see again. So let's see if Slugsy can get the move done on Wabbit now then. And he is in, as we said, that Genesis X has the better grunt out of slipstream. So will he be able to get by? Yeah. So the Genesis X does have an advantage, but no, he runs that little bit wide, and that allows Wabbit to get that position back. So he just left the braking a little bit too late there, as King Gears has got by Vines there then. So King Gears still on for the podium now then. So if King Gears can get a podium, that'll be great for Sheep Kings, because they will possibly take the lead of the championship off Pinky with the way that it's gone tonight. But Matt Jam's still looking to spoil the party by getting the win and taking that lead off Nicky, who's still trying to defend it hard. But Matt Jam is all over the back of him now, and that's allowed Rockzilla to catch up. So Nicky's going to be under huge pressure now from these two. And then he's going to have his teammate King Gears join the party very soon as well. So this could get very spicy in the last 5 minutes now then. Ray cheering on Matt Jam and cheering on Nicky now, so cheering on everybody. Rockzilla and Nicky will want to recover for not having the greatest night so far, especially Nicky having had a really poor night so far, so the win will mean a lot for Nicky. But Matt Jam, like we said, he deserved a second place in the first race and had it took off him. So a first place will be a fantastic one for Matt Jam to make up for Kingy as nicking his second place right near the end of the first race. Yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons for wanting Nicky to get the win and for wanting Matt Jam to get the win, and even for wanting us to get the win when he was up there in this battle as well. So Ray wants P1 Nicky, P2 Matt Jam. I'm going to say the opposite. I want Matt Jam to get P1, Nicky P2, and I want Rockzilla to hold Kingy as off for that P3, just to be a bit different. But I think both of them will... well, all three of these guys will deserve to stay on the podium, but Kingy has spoiled a podium party already tonight, so can he do it for the second time? Let's see, because he is right onto the back of these guys now. He's going to be slipstream very soon, but there's not many laps to go now. Yeah, Josh deserves P3. He's not had as bad a night as Nicky, but he's not had the greatest night either. Could definitely have gone a bit better for him. So he definitely deserves to get a podium as he hits the wall there. So sorry if we're missing out on any of the action further down, but we've got such a good battle with so many cars up at the front here that it's hard to leave this to see what's going on elsewhere. But Nicky's still holding Matt Jam off at the moment. And Kingy is going to be right on the back of Rockzilla. So this is going to be a four-way fight for the three podium positions now then. Oh, as Nicky runs a bit wide through the dipper, but nowhere to get past there. So everybody has to check up. So that brings everybody closer together. Matt Jam now will be looking for a good exit, but so will Rockzilla. Matt Jam does get a good exit. So Matt Jam gets the run, but looking at what we've seen so far, he isn't going to be close enough to go for the move, and neither's Rockzilla, but Rockzilla's going to have the pressure from King Gears. But can Rockzilla defend it from King Gears? We've seen that Genesis X has slightly better grunt at the moment, especially once Slipstream's gone. So yeah, Rockzilla staying ahead with the slightly better grunt there of that Genesis X compared to the Hyundai, and that's what's keeping Nicky ahead of Matt Jam at the moment, I think. I think Matt Jam actually has slightly better pace than Nicky overall at the moment, but the grunt to that Genesis X keeping Nicky ahead, but a mistake through the final corner. So that's going to give Matt Jam the run, which is going to force Nicky to defend, which could give Matt Jam the run coming down into Quarry Bend now then, as Rockzilla look to take advantage of that and look for the move on Matt Jam. So Matt Jam now does have the run, but so does Rockzilla, so does King Gears. So Matt Jam pulls out. Will anyone take advantage of Matt Jam being on the outside line now then? As Nicky defends that inside, Matt Jam settles back in behind, and Rockzilla manages to keep King Gears at bay, but has a big slide. But he is going to have the inside, so King Gears is going to struggle to hold it. Yeah, King Gears forced to back out there as we come up to the cut-in. So fantastic driving from everybody tonight as Nicky makes a huge mistake, and that gives Matt Jam the lead now then. So that's massively unfortunate for Nicky. That's how his night's gone, and he can't get it turned back round. So I'm not going to watch him. I feel too bad for him the way it's gone tonight to watch that. Right on the final lap of this race, he's lost that win. But now can Matt Jam hold that win? Matt Jam really deserves the win tonight. Matt Jam with some fantastic driving in this one. Rockzilla's got to try and hold off Kingy as well, trying to look to get the win from Matt Jam as well. So the last time coming out Forest Elbow, and Rockzilla doesn't get the best run, so that's good news for Matt Jam. Should allow Matt Jam to pull away, but will Kingy be able to look for the move? We've seen that Genesis X has the better grunt down the straight, so Kingy is going to the inside of the kink, but it's going to be the outside of the chase now then. And we saw he couldn't get by Slugsy in the same situation, and he's not been able to get by Rockzilla. And he's tried to go for a cutback and lost traction on exit. So that's that gone now. So can Matt Jam just bring it home? Final corner to bring it home for the win. Fantastic driving from Matt Jam there. 2 podiums tonight, and one of them's a win. Fantastic from Roxilla for second. Kingy is up to third. Vine's taking another fourth. Oss taking fifth. Nicky, after the big mistakes, going to at least hold it for 6th place now then. Governor not quite going to be able to get that and going to have to settle for 7th. Slugsy going to have to bring it home in 8th, so not the greatest final race. The reverse grid has shuffled things up a bit tonight. Kingy is the only one of the front runners from the previous races to get onto the podium. Oh, well, other than Matt Jam, but Matt Jam started nearer the front, obviously, because of the incident in the second race. Ant Smasher bringing home 10th, Bad Dog 11th, and unfortunately, poor race from Moonin after getting 2 10th places to drop down to 12th for that final race. But some absolutely unbelievable driving tonight from everybody. I think there's several people could be driver of the day, but as we said before, I don't think we can give it to anybody other than Matt Jam there. So Matt Jam's got to take driver of the day. He got robbed of a 2nd place in the first race by King Gears, but still took home the podium. And then he's took home the win in that final race to make up for it. So fantastic driving from Matt Jam. But I think there's several drivers, Slugsy, King Gears, Vines, Wabbit. There's a few that could have been on for driver of the day, but Matt Jam has been unbelievable in this one tonight. The same as I said, quite a few drivers have fantastic driving. So we'll just run through the order of the final race. So we've got Matt Jam taking home the win, Rockzilla taking home 2nd, Kingy is 3rd with the fastest lap, Vines 4th yet again, Ost 5th, Nicky 6th, Governor 7th, Slugsy 8th, Wabbit 9th, Ant Smasher 10th, Bad Dog 11th, and Moomin 12th. So fantastic racing tonight, guys. Yeah, well done, Nicky. I know it was an unfortunate one for you. Shame to see after trying so hard in that final race to go all race to not make a mistake after the night you've had to just lose it on the final lap. Very unfortunate. But hopefully you'll have a better time at next week's race. So fantastic racing from everyone. So we're going to leave it there for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the racing as much as I did. And hopefully you can tune in next week to see some more exciting driving. So see you next time.